Hello, welcome to LED 3010. I am Dr. Brian Gagnon. I will be your professor for the next 8 weeks. There are a few things we need to go over as we start this course for you. First of all, is I do expect you to use APA 7 for general formatting of papers, for citations, and references. The general formatting of a paper is pretty simple. All you need to do is go to the Cleary University Library, go to the Writing and APA 7 student version page, and download the template. Use that template for doing your paperwork, and you'll take care of the requirements of APA 7 for the general formatting of your papers. Now, you don't need to worry about using this for discussions. For discussions, I'll explain how to do those in just a minute. Now, citations and references. APA 7 requires you to use both citations and references. The references will go on the reference page, which is the very last page of your paper. Insert a page break right at either the beginning of that page or at the end of the page before it. This will make sure that that page remains on its own, yet still connected with the paper. You need to format the references properly, and I will have a video uploaded by the time you see this video on how to use APA 7. You can also go to the Cleary University Library's Writing in APA 7 page, the student version, and there's a wonderful set of drop-down menus you can use that gives you a step-by-step instructions on how to format most of the reference types you'll be working with this semester, and also how to do citations. You can use either narrative or parenthetical citations. Narrative are citations that are in a sentence, such as Gagnon, in parentheses, 2024, discussed, then you continue the sentence. Or parenthetical, which would be your entire sentence, that the researcher discussed X, Y, and Z. You finish your sentence, and at the end, you would put in parentheses, Gagnon, 2024. Now, I just used my name as a point of reference there. The likelihood is you won't be referencing and citing any material I've written for this course. However, I do expect you to use both citations and references because that's what APA 7 requires, and you are required to use it. Next is, if you find yourself in a situation and you're going to be late in submitting a paper, an assignment, or even a discussion, you need to email me. I am able to grant extensions, but I don't do this automatically. My students must request extensions from me because I don't know what's going in your life. Maybe you just fell behind and you decided you're submitting it late, or maybe you accidentally had a car crash or something and you wound up in the hospital. I need to determine if you need an extension or not. So you need to request it. And you don't have to give me all the details. You can just simply say that there was an emergency. I don't need the details and ask me for an extension. If you don't ask for an extension, I will not automatically grant those. Let's see what else is there. In your discussions, you will use the text dialog box that you access through Canvas. So when you go to do your discussion, you go to submit your discussion, or I think it says reply to the initial post. It'll bring up a dialog box. You type it in there. When you're all done with your initial post for your discussion, you put the word references, and then you put your actual references. Once again, formatting it using APA 7 standards for the reference requirements for that source. Different sources have italics in different places. Sometimes there are different places where the commas go. So you need to pay attention and use that tool at the Cleary University website. Be sure you watch the video that I put up into the announcement page discussing APA 7 and academic writing. I provide other resources there for you as well, as far as some examples and more material. This course is not a very difficult course, but it does require you to stay current with your discussions and your assignments. Some assignments will be papers, some will be projects. I do require that you include a cover page for your papers. Actually, for most of your assignments, with the exception of like if it's a PowerPoint presentation, that obviously is not going to get a cover page. But the cover page is also in that template that I keep referring to at the Clear University Library. The cover page lists down the class, the assignment, the date, your name, my name, and when you put my name, I am Dr. Brian Gagnon or Brian Gagnon, comma, PhD. You don't have to put all of my postnomials. You don't have to list all my degrees. There's just way too many. But you do need to put the highest degree that your professor's completed. And by using that template, you will see in there that you should put the professor's highest degree that they completed. That's both being professional and courteous. You are preparing to be in the workforce, potentially as a leader one day. And you have to use the courtesy that's due to the person you're communicating with. So now is a good time to practice that. And I do require my students to do that as well. If you have any questions or any concerns or any situations that arise, please send me an email. My phone number is also normally in the announcement section as well in my introduction. You can text me, but if you text me, I may not reply if it's late at night. One. Two, you need to tell me your name and what class you're in because I have got 4 classes going on right now and I can't keep track of every single student's name. So make sure you tell me the name and the class you are in. I look forward to teaching you through the semester. This course is quite an interesting little course. It is about leadership, but so much more than that. It's also about learning more about yourself. And also, it's designed to help you get back in academia. I'm here to help you with that process. So if you need help with on how information on how to use a program or how to accomplish something, please feel free to contact me. I am more than willing to meet with my students. My office hours for this class are pretty much when we set up the appointments. So if you've got time and I've got time, we set up an appointment, we meet on Zoom, and we go about it that way, okay? Thank you very much for your time. I look forward to teaching you this semester. You're going to do great.